Bancassurance gives the insurance industry a pool of customers, and financial services, banking penetration is above 70%. With 30 million customers in one bank, several customers, that level of penetration means that the bank has already reached enough customers with financial solutions, but insurance has not come along with the other banking services. So bancassurance then becomes a very key distribution point for insurance companies, because we help insurance companies to reach all these customers they've not reached. Secondly, banks have widespread branches across the country. Insurers have fewer branches. They look at the economies that drive the opening of offices, profitability, while banks are already in places that the insurance companies have not gone to. Tell me which insurance companies have branches in Lokichogio, in Lamu, and so forth. Yet, a bank like KCB, we have branches there. So we use that opportunity to distribute insurance in those spaces. So that's one thing, the branch network, the staff in the bank, who now we call them universal bankers. They are trained to offer diverse solutions, financial services solutions to all customers. That should include insurance. We are alive to the fact that insurance is contractual liability, and the level of training to enable the bank staff understand insurance and be able to position it correctly to customers' needs is important, and that's why banks are also investing in training their staff to distribute. Third reason is the digital aspect. Banks are in the FinServ space, the fintech, giving financial solutions through mobile apps, through internet. That investment can also help the insurance companies to reach the same customers the bank is offering financial services to through the digital platform. Lastly, the multiple regulations in place. Banks are obliged to treat their customers fairly, closely monitored by the Central Bank of Kenya, regulatory guidelines. The insurance piece regulated by IRA. So you can imagine one distribution channel that sits between two sets of regulators looking after the welfare of customers. Banks and bancassurance is in a position to scale up insurance penetration. And what we've asked in this conference is, can we review the insurance laws to allow banks to use all channels, digital, agency banking platforms, and the training and enabling of all bank staff to be touch points through whom insurance services delivered is key. Now, going to the other aspects, do we need to do more? Yes. Digital goes to other aspects, fintechs, for example. Yeah. The guys who provide financial solutions through the technological platforms, why not enable them? When you look at microinsurance, availability of aggregation through SACCOs. If you want to sell funeral policies, you need to distribute through churches, because churches are providing a service in that space and they bring people together in that space. And the issue of trust, if you come through affinity, affiliation, natural affiliation for people, you will reach more. That the bancassurance enterprises must play above every other distribution channel. Banks have a way of assessing for creditworthiness, the ability of an insurance company, away from the fact that they are already regulated and they are approved by the regulator. We need to do a financial assessment of their capabilities. So banks will go into partnerships with some insurance companies. In those partnerships, they will develop their own service standards. They will be based on service orientation, culture, ability to pay claims. Those are some of the assessment metrics. And qualification in terms of their liquidity, their cash flows and so forth, which is not open. You, as an individual seeking insurance, you may not be able to evaluate an insurance company that way, but the bank will be able to, and then create a relationship with the insurance companies, with the bancassurance setup. Like in KCB, we have 200 staff trained and doing insurance, available through all the branches in KCB. Now you have a touch point where even that claim, which would ordinarily be difficult to communicate in the right way to the insurance company, we help you to set it up and provide the right documents. So that's one advantage. Then selection of insurance companies, availability at the customer's point of need, wide distribution and service touch points, and then the digital platforms that should enable customers to appreciate more insurance through the bank and resolve that issue about claims, because banks will also safeguard their reputation very keenly. Yeah, that reputation leads to trust. You know, the bancassurance regulation says to distribute insurance, you need to have these minimum qualifications. So we set up professional outfits within the banking setup to drive insurance uptake. That's important. And from the association, then, we are only dealing with members who comply with all these aspects of regulation. And we are enforcing and we are partnering with the regulator to make sure, one, that the regulations that are developed are well understood by our members. Two, that our members are compliant at all times. And regulator is there to protect the interests of the customers.